Let's take a trip back to the end of 2010. It had been a great year. The iPad just came out so we could play Jetpack Joyride and Angry Birds on an even bigger screen. And speaking of the big screen, we got some great movies such as Percy Jackson, Grown Ups, and who could forget The Karate Kid with Jaden Smith. Going into that December, the only thing on my mind was how tasty the battery I was sucking on tasted, and most of all, what I wanted for Christmas. And during the commercials of the greatest Nickelodeon show of all time, Planet Sheen, my question was answered. I didn't want a big wheel. I didn't want a Zuzu pet. I didn't want a Bakugan. I wanted Fushigi. And I wasn't the only one. Fushigi was one of the most popular toys of 2010 and rivaled even Xbox and Snuggies. The seemingly magic ball made millions, but how? What exactly was Fushigi, and how did it scam everyone? Fushigi made its mark on the young, impressionable minds of elementary and middle schoolers in 2010, when its commercials were first aired to the public. Fushigi was released by the company Zoom TV and was the most popular of their many direct response marketing or infomercial products. The man in charge of the whole operation was John Camarano, Zoom TV's owner, who is said to have made over $1 billion in retail sales, a large chunk of which is from Fushigi. Camarano was always told it was weird to play with his balls in front of children, so he set out to make it cool, and Fushigi was born. Zoom TV released a 2-minute ad filled with high-energy teens, oblivious adults, and ponytailed magicians in their mid-20s, and the kids ate it up. And just like magic, Fushigi was the hot new toy that everyone wanted. But who could blame us? The ad made it seem like anyone could do it, and the amazing ball control on display rivaled even Lana Rhoades, making every kid dream about becoming the next Amazing Kenny. The ad said that Fushigi could float, and even that it's relaxing and therapeutic. And we also got some reassurance that you don't have to be a magician, and that you could use it the minute you pick it up. The fine print said the opposite. It turns out that everyone performing in the ad is a professional contact juggler, and that you need to watch a DVD to learn their skills. We also find out that you can get injured using it, and that you have to be 18 or older, even though the ad showed up almost exclusively on children's networks like Nickelodeon and Disney Channel. Well, the kids watching surprisingly didn't take the time to pause and read the fine print, and rush to their parents in the thousands trying to get their hands on the magic floating orb. If you were unfortunate enough to convince your parents to get you one of these for Christmas, just like I did, after the joy of unwrapping Fushigi subsided, and you finally got your hands on the ball, you immediately realized you were scammed. When reading reviews, it seems like a lot of people had the same experience, with countless coming from parents talking about their kids giving up after 5 minutes, and how they were suckered into buying a $20 acrylic ball. If you didn't immediately give up, you might have gone to the instruction manual for some help. Surprisingly, this leaves you with even more questions than answers. If you're able to get through the spelling errors and incorrect grammar, you'd find out that you aren't supposed to be using Fushigi if you're a child, that the ball is very destructive, and oddly that you can't use Fushigi outside or anywhere near the sun. If you still didn't give up after the confusing instructions, then your last hope was the tutorial video. Although the tutorial is informative and the man in charge, Amazing Kenny, is a good teacher, you quickly learn that Fushigi would take hours to get good at, something not many 10 to 12-year-olds were willing to go through, leaving Fushigi getting used less than the condoms in my desk drawer.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Fushigi came out during a perfect time, where kids and parents weren't on the internet as much, so it seemed like people were more susceptible to manipulative marketing tactics. A lot of Fushigi sales came from Amazon, where if parents had just bothered to read reviews, they would have steered clear from the product. And if kids had a social media app rotting their brains like TikTok, they may have been informed about the toy and it being a scam. Interestingly enough, there was a large controversy over Fushigi, but not by upset parents, but even worse, upset jugglers. The International Juggling Association was very angry at Fushigi, as they marketed contact juggling as something that wasn't accomplished by skill, but with a special prop. No legal action was taken over this matter, but a 100-page thread ranting about Fushigi was posted on contactjuggling.org, and an interview with Fushigi founder John Camarano was published in the IJA's annual magazine, Juggle. The thread and interview scolded Fushigi for its deceptive marketing and for exploiting contact juggling. Fushigi was in shambles, unsure of how to move forward after a 100-page thread on popular site contactjuggling.org. And following the controversy, and most importantly, once all the kids realized they were scammed, Fushigi was discontinued and Zoom TV took the money and ran. In the end, Fushigi was just a big scam from a telemarketing agency that worked perfectly, and its genius and barely legal deceptive marketing propelled a meteoric rise, and once the curtains were pulled, so was the product. And so, Fushigi has become a long-forgotten relic of a different time. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing, and I hope to see you next time.